Hello, everybody. How's everybody's doing? Welcome to this podcast. Today's episode is episode 52. Sorry, I just found some coins in my vicinity. I want to save it so I don't lose that. How's everybody's doing? Today's date is August 8th. Time is 6:20 p.m. As you can tell, you guys, I have been doing these podcasts on a random days, so they are not really on a daily basis. I don't think I'll be able to do it on a daily basis, but if I were to do it from time to time, I'll just do it for you, and we'll take it from there. In this podcast today, I wanted to talk about Fiverr because I said in the last podcast that Fiverr would take its own time to actually talk about. You need a good time to talk about Fiverr. Today I came back from Kingston. I literally, like 2 hours ago, I came back from Kingston. We had a little bit of issues on the weekend. We had to let go of a few drivers that are really weird. Anyway, let's talk about Fiverr for today. Now, for anybody that doesn't know what's Fiverr is literally a platform where you have a project that you want someone to do it for you. Whatever that project could be. It could be social media stuff, could be short videos, could be programming, could be business development, it could be even homework that you need to get someone to do it for you. There are a lot of professionals there. There is a lot of people there who have a lot of skills that will be offering it on average at a $5. Now, Fiverr, when it started, was known for finding a person who would do the job for you for $5. That's the whole concept at the beginning. But now, not everybody will do it for $5 anymore, because Fiverr introduced, it evolved through time. But you'll find a lot of people who would work for whatever budget you have. Some of them will work with whatever budget you have, but you have to actually be open to spending a little bit of money on some of these projects that you have, right? How do I approach Fiverr? If you come to my Fiverr account, I can tell you for a fact, I have spent a lot of money in Fiverr, more than like thousands and thousands of dollars. I can tell you for a fact, I spent a lot of money in this thing. My average of like the amount of money I spend per week is roughly about $200 on Fiverr. Because I have a lot of things going on in my head, and I have a lot of things that I want to do and I want to be developed and built, and why not? And Fiverr does everything beautifully. Fiverr, I would say, if you come into Fiverr, let's talk about your mentality first when you come into Fiverr. First thing first, you need to understand whoever you're gonna hire on Fiverr does not have the same mentality as you are. So if you come in and you be like, oh, I want this, let's say you want to build a website, I want this website like this and that and this and that, da 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 da. Do not, if you are not clear on how the thing need to be built, or how's the post need to be made, or how is the content need to be created, or the video need to be built, or whatever it is, do not expect them to be perfect. Even though you have the option of revising some of the stuff that you ordered, there is a limit on how much patience a person would work with you. Like, I have some people who would actually leave money on the table so they don't just have a bad rating. To them, Fiverr is a game of rating for the sellers. So the sellers are basically bond by their rating. So the higher the rating they get, the more favorability they get, the more jobs they get. They when someone do, let's say, a website developer search, they pop up on the top of the list, randomly down the top of the list. Majority of the time, if they are like they get a lot of work and they have a lot of reviews, they will probably be popping up at the beginning, right? The more so the first thing I will tell you as a mindset, understand whatever you are going to create, it will never be perfect with Fiverr. You'll ask a person to build you a website, he'll build the website, but he won't build it the way you want it. He'll build it the way he think that you want it. And then this is where the revision comes in. You could actually just say, can you move this here? Can you do this, that, da 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 da. But revisions, basically, there's a lot of people out there that abuses that, and doesn't make sense for the seller to continue revising your work. And then guess what? Because you didn't have a clear vision of your thing, you're giving him a bad review because he didn't do whatever you want him to do. That's a dick move. So just be aware of that. You're not what's it called? You're not going to have a perfect, understand and have an aware of this. You're not going to have a perfect project completed perfectly unless you have a perfect instructions. In, let's say, on gaming, for example, gaming, the first thing that you do is you actually write down a gaming script. A gaming script will have the details of how the game works, how the functionality of the game work, how not everybody would be able to do that. It's impossible for a person who does not have a background in game scripting or film scripting and stuff like that will not be able to do that. If you are able to do that, then you have some sort of an understanding of how to break down the project that you have. See, the more details that you have about what you want to build and the smaller project you can break it down to, the easier for the person or the seller to actually do these projects. I work with a lot of people. I work right now. I have my own personal developer. I have my own personal graphic guy who does all of the graphics for me. And I have my own personal social media. He does the social media copies, all copies and content and whatnot, and he basically breaks it down for me. But I have 3 guys that I work with all day long. Now, to get to those 3 guys, here's your second mindset that you need to have. You are going to go through a lot of hay before you find that needle. Or not necessarily, because you're gonna go a lot of people just to find the one person that you're actually comfortable working with. So as long as you're okay with that particular concept, you can this is when you go to if you go to YouTube. Let me give you an example. If you go to YouTube, right, you'll find people who will say videos. They will create videos about Fiverr that will tell you, hey, I spent $5 on this guy. I spent $15, $20, $30, $100 on this guy. And this is the result of each one. That might be true. Not necessarily it's always going to be that way. Like, even $100 guy can actually give you bad results. So it's a matter of what kind of a working relationship you're going to have with that person. So when you're contacting a person to do a particular work with you, I would recommend that you try them for 1, 2, 3, and then you make the decision if they are good or not. Now, if it's in terms of pricing, you're going to have to go back and forth with the person. There's no other option. If you think the pricing doesn't work, I will get another competitor. Maybe less pricing and whatnot. What I've noticed is, for example, I can give you my developer. My developer is Adil Muhammad Ahmed. He's from Pakistan, and he does all of my website designs and all of my Python and whatnot, coding and whatnot. Anyway, he does our websites. He does not our website. Our website is in Wix, but he does all of the back office stuff for our drivers. He does the scheduling, the financing, all of it. He does it. So he built all of the systems that I have, all of the booking, scheduling, all of that, billing, all of it done with him, and he maintained it for us as well. But in order for him to actually get to that particular point where he had to go there, we had to go through a lot. Me and him, we had to go through a lot. I had to give him like some time to research particular things before we make the order. For example, we have a system which is a texting system, in which we send texts to confirm schedules for tomorrow with the drivers, right? So the drivers will reply back to the text saying yes, confirming for working for tomorrow. And this way we build our schedules for the next day. Well, the schedules are there. It's just these messages is just for confirmation. We don't want to do it through email. We wanted to do it through phone. It took him one day, a quick research particular servers. He recommended this service for us. We bought an upgraded plan from that service, and he basically integrated everything from that into our website. And it's workingly fine. Now, I have built a working relationship with Adil, so he's working with me perfectly. I had a working relationship with a lawyer from there as well, because I needed to understand particular things, particular bylaws and whatnot in regard to my work, in regard to tax sales and stuff like that. And she helped me, did all the work, and now I don't work with her anymore because I don't need her anymore. But if I have something going, I will reach out to her and I will order from Stuffer. So this is what you need to understand. You need to understand you're not going to find the perfect person for you at the beginning. You're going to have to go through a lot of guys. You're going to have to go through a lot of people. You might like someone's work. Some people will be a little bit expensive, even though their work is really bad. Some people will be really cheap and their work is beautiful. So keep that in mind. This is going to happen. Now that you have this understanding, let me give you a piece of advice, even though I said it early. When you're coming up into a project, the smaller pieces the project you have, the better for you and for the seller. This is the rule of thumb, especially in Fiverr. I don't care about whatever people are saying. You could get as many people telling you, hey, just hire this guy, whatever, let them do your Shopify store, whatever, let them do this for you, whatever, right? They could do everything you want to do. But if you don't have something broken down into pieces, into small projects, into small doable and achievable projects, you will see things that are created out of need or out of the seller need to complete the delivery because they are in time constrained, right? So even though they can ask for extension, that actually reflects back onto their numbers. So how responsive they are, they go through a lot of metrics that for them to keep their 5-star review or their metrics and whatnot. So the more breakable the project you have, the better. Let me give you example. Right now, I'm doing video recording for the podcasts. And on the podcast, you have, what I wanted to do is I want to create podcast video and audio, if possible, and then be able to create content from that podcast. So what I will do is, okay, here is my podcast. Here's my video content. I'm gonna get my brother from Fiverr to come in, look at my content, create content, more content, or short content, or short posts, or social media posts from whatever I am writing down here. I'm recording here. I will literally tell him, hey, here's the raw material. Go there, watch whatever you want. Create as many content as you can if you can physically possibly can. I will tell him, I have a plan for you. You know what? I'll pay you $2 or $1, whatever it is. I'll pay you $1 for each long form and short form, long form, short form, and shorts and small videos about whatever I am creating right now or whatever I'm recording right now. If you can create me anything from the raw material that I have in this particular file in Google Drive, I will give you $2 for each or $1 for each content you created. He sits down there every day. I tell him, hey, you have about 20 content you can create and you can get $20. Well, it doesn't matter what it is. As many as you want to create, go for it. And I will hire a second guy and I ask him to do the same thing. Now, some of them will come back to you for, make it $2. Yeah, I have no problem. But this is how I would prefer to actually break down the project. So you don't just go to a person and be like, yo, I need you to create me a social post design or whatever. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to have something tangible he can create something from. You have to have something in your hand that he or the seller could actually build from whatever you already started. He cannot. Here's the rule of thumb. A seller cannot create something that you need out of nothing. You can give him words. You can talk to him as long as you like. You can explain to him as long as you like. In the end, he's gonna guess what you're trying to say. He's gonna guess what you're trying to build or what you're trying to achieve here. You don't want that, because if you do that, you are actually preparing yourself for things that you're not gonna like in the order automatically. This is what I recommend you. I recommend you to actually write down what you have. Write down what you have from ideas. You can see my book. I have things written down from ideas. If we're doing this, it's going to be this and this and this. If we're doing this, it's going to be this and this and this. And I have things broken down for him. This is the things that I need to be done. This is the things that I need to be built together. And we're doing, okay, that's the first step. This is the first step. This is the second step. Third step. You know what I mean? I'm not going to ask you to build the whole website just because you can build the whole website. I know they can build the whole website. I can understand they can build the whole website. I need to actually have control over how the website has been built, because this is me building it, not him building it. He can give out his input on things. I built a website or not necessarily I built it. He built, let's talk about a deal, because I'm actually working with him for now almost a year and a half. I'm working with him for a year and a half, and we created a good stuff. I'm going to be starting a second project with him. My brother-in-law have a business idea that I want to explore with him. But we've been building this website for a long time. He's probably not the best website designer, don't get me wrong, but he gets the stuff done. He gets the stuff done pretty good. I have no issues whatsoever what he does. Because I don't give him the chance to actually, how can I say this? Creatively come up with idea for what the project I'm giving him. No, I have things broken down in advance before he even actually starts. I'll be like, I want to create a website where it does this and that. You have members that have this tags and do tags or whatever. Of course, he'll guess whatever you want to build. He'll stop a $500 for it. You know what? I'll build it for you, but I'm guessing what you want. So I would recommend that you just break down your project, and the more doable the smaller the project it is, the easier for the seller to actually build it for you, the better outcome you will get from all of that. The more control you have over your project, the more satisfied you will be by the project. So if you got an undesired outcome at the end, I would say do not blame the seller, blame you, because you're the one who actually gave out the project. You're the one who was not clear about particular things, and you let things in the air for him to guess what do you want to build. That's majority of the people. I can tell you that for a fact. Majority of the people, when they order in Fiverr, they don't have a particular, even which a little bit, it's a little bit upsetting that Fiverr doesn't advertise this, or doesn't even let the users know or the buyers know how to actually make an order in Fiverr. And majority of these guys or majority of these buyers will just get bad experience from Fiverr. No, Fiverr is great. Fiverr is very good. Odesk is pretty good. Freelancer is pretty good. All of them are pretty good as long as you have the plan in mind. You have the idea broken down. To me, it's everything is about broken down. There is no option or there is no room for. Well, there is some room for mistake, but when revision comes, that is the smallest mistake you can fix. Not like a huge mistake that it's gonna need like 100 revisions. No. If you go through orders, majority of orders will tell you, hey, you have 2 revisions. If any of the sellers gives you an unlimited revision, that's a recipe for chaos. I would say that's a recipe for chaos for the seller, because people will take advantage of that. Buyers will take advantage of that. So if you're a seller, don't put unlimited revision. It's a recipe for you losing stars. It's a recipe for you to have less than 5 stars. It's a recipe for chaos for a lot of people. And sellers, my recommend to whoever is doing any selling in Fiverr, don't take projects that are big. It's not worth it, your stars, unless the client is like have a clear vision of what it is that they're doing. And then don't even just start the order until you actually have a clear vision of what it is that they're building, right? I can give you one of the websites that we wanted to build. We actually had with Adil, we actually gave him a PowerPoint, a map design for the website in PowerPoint. So it's literally a PowerPoint, and the links that you click on it will just take you to another slide that will tell you what it is doing. We built the PowerPoint as a website. He understood everything. He understood the assignment. He just needs to build something like the PowerPoint. Literally didn't take him less than like 3 days. He built the whole thing, built all of the systems in the background, built all of the badges, built the membership back office, the dashboard, built everything. If you have your website as a PowerPoint, you're good. People will actually, the more accurate details you give out to the person, the better, especially in social media stuff. Promotional videos as well. If you have something particular, you don't know what kind of videos you want to build, that's fine. I understand. You won't have an idea of what kind of social stuff that you want to build. Totally understandable. But you need to give him a guidance on where can he get it from, like what can he creatively build something from what. I've seen sellers that are actually just, yo man, just create something for me. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Trust me. There are people who are who could do things for you, but yeah, man, and I'm pretty happy also about a lot of things in Fiverr, because not everybody, a lot of sellers won't take anybody. If you go to my profile, a lot of people, when I actually contact them, they will actually look at my profile and just look at it to see, like, what is this guy? What does he do? What orders? How much he spent so far in the website, right? Is he active? Is he a good seller, buyer, whatever, right? And there's a lot of things that they look at. They don't just pick up any buyer. They pick up buyers who are actually spending money on the website, and they will see that the website actually tells them how long they've been active, if they have an order active in place, and why not. There are things there that they can do. So Fiverr is a great website. Great website. You just need to mind your own mentality when you go into it. Expect that you're spending money just to find the guys or the teams that you're going to be working with, or the guys that you prefer to work with. Expect that you'll be spending money on that. Once you find the people you're going to be working with, understand that they can work for you. They could do all of the stuff that you want them to do. But you need to have control over the projects that you're giving out. The more control over the project that you are giving out, the better for you and for them. The clearer the image that you have, the better for you, the better for them. The simpler the project it is, the better, the good for them, the better for you. Confusion does not happen. Problems does not happen unless you are providing information that are not clear. Even if you try to provide information not clear, the minute you provide information not clear, majority of the sellers will not even take an order from you. Some people will take an order, some people won't. Same goes for Freelancer. What I like about Freelancer is one thing. Odesk, is it called Odesk now, or what is it called right now? Because I used to use Odesk. I stopped using Odesk because the management for Odesk is really stupid. It's called Upwork now. Yeah, I don't like Upwork. I personally do not like Upwork. I used to work with Odesk. Odesk was beautiful. Whoever manages Odesk, man, I love you. Your thing is great. Upwork, sorry, they're not good. I don't like it. The system that they have is beautiful. The programs that they have is beautiful. The people that they have is beautiful. The management itself, the people who are managing the website, not so much. I don't recommend it to a lot of people. There are companies that are using Upwork. I understand, for outsourcing and why not. Great work and why not. I just don't recommend it to anybody. If you want to do, I'll say Freelancer is, for me, it's much better. I like Freelancer for a lot of reasons. Content creation for like anything you want to do, right? There's a lot of content creation you can actually create it from Freelancer. So that is that. I hope this video gave you guys a better understanding about Fiverr. I know I haven't talked about Freelancer a lot, or Upwork a lot, or at that time it was called Odesk. But Freelancer, if you are, because I do have people that are higher on an hourly rate, but I use Freelancer for that. I don't use Upwork. I stopped using Upwork for quite a while. The last time I remember, my account have roughly about $13,000 I spent on it, but I stopped. It's just the management, not the best management. Freelancer, they have a really good management. They have a good, really software. I prefer it more. Well, Upwork have its own advantages. Freelancer have its own advantages. But I have my work done in Freelancer. Hourly rate as well in Freelancer. So I hope this helps out. Keep in mind the mindset when you're coming into Fiverr. Don't expect everybody that will, you have something that will take your order. They will gladly take your order, but at least make sure that you have a better understanding of what is your building and what you could actually, the smaller the project, you have to understand, the smaller the project that you're providing to the seller to do for you, the better for you. Even though it will take more time, don't worry about the time. Make sure that you give out a smaller project so you have a better control or grasp over what you're building. Hopefully this helps out. And I hope this quick crash course will benefit you in the future. Let's talk next time. You guys have a great day. Enjoy.